Alright, players are ready. 3, 2, 1, and it's game time, baby. Connex 5 here with Killer by my side. This is the grand final of the 10th anniversary tournament. Let's see who we want to start off with. I'd like to see what Made does, because we saw him switch roles in that last game against Necro, and it made such a huge difference. Looks like he's going to be playing offense, putting pressure on, actually runs away from that first 100 armor. Kind of surprising, but he's probably going to get there in time for the pickup. We're going to see a fight over that right now. Shot Caller's definitely going to be the better fragging team in this matchup, so if they can get even numbers overall on all these power-ups, they're going to have the advantage, I think.
Yeah, it looks like Razor got the 100 shield. And
that's exactly what Shot Callers wants. It's exactly what MassD does not want. Good job by them, though. They denied that lift, and then were able to cut him off. But if he gets that 100 armor in his hands and he's just pisting across the map, he can get across in a hurry, especially with Blimpo shooting at people in the back.
Yeah, another interesting thing to note is Bob is actually playing defense. I was expecting him to play offense, so...
Yeah, I actually was just watching him with that amp, and I'm not sure if they're playing a 3D or if he's one of their 2 defenders. Meanwhile, they've got the flag moving. Coming back towards their run shot, he goes down. It should be an easy return for Zeos. 100 armor will be spawning in just about 10 seconds, so we'll watch the fight over that as people are getting there early.
Yeah, I don't mind the decision to put Bob on D because Grendelkeep's a map where you want your strong players on defense, I think.
Yeah, especially, it's one of those maps, I mean, every map is like this, but especially on Grendel, if you can put your 2 defenders on an island and let them play by themselves, which is what Shot Callers has been able to do throughout this tournament, as you see Zeos and Chow are just cleaning up, that allows your 3rd offensive player to be completely focused on pressuring the enemy base, and that's just so overwhelming. 2 defenders can just get completely overrun by 3 attackers on this map. Zeos grabs that amp. I'm going to follow him with that. Oh! Left the splash screen up. Sorry, y'all. Thank you, Twitch chat. Unfortunately, you were 30 seconds behind, so it's going to be a bit of time where you can't see what's going on. That ready up happened quick. Kind of caught me off guard. We see Zeos there. Not doing a whole lot with an amp, but it's really just more about clearing things up for a bit. Flag's going down there. Next 100 armor. 100 was taken. I didn't see who grabbed it. Looks like Razor again. He's trying to piston right at that front door. You can bet that's probably what Shot Callers has in mind. Is just letting Razor do that. Pistoning, just constantly just trying to get a speed run across the map. The downside is it's going to make them a little bit predictable in that they're not going to be doing anything like cherry picking or anything. That's what they decide to do. So they may decide to switch that up if not having any success. Meanwhile, Imitator's getting this fight across the map. Ooh, Razor turns around with a nice cutoff there. Cherry pick by Made, so that's what we're seeing MassD try. Catching defense out of position. A nice mid-air combo there. However, they do get the pickup.
Oh, good return there. Last-minute return by Bob in red space.
Just clears that one up. So seeing a lot of flag movement. But nothing super dangerous so far for either team. Let's go watch this fight over the 100 armor again. This is going to be spawning in mid. Ooh, a nice steal there by Imitator. Just sneaks right in, and you can bet that he took some damage for it, however. I'm going to watch Tullian a little bit of blue defense, and see what he's seeing. If Shot Callers is at their best, they're going to be dropping 3 people down on him all at the same time.
I'm getting a PM on IRC, the CTF Cup logo covering the game. I don't know.
I did at first. Keep in mind I'm delayed by at least 30 seconds, so that people can't, you know, have this running in the background and see where flag carriers are hiding or whatever. So whenever people talk in chat, it does take a while for me to respond via the stream.
Okay, so are we in sync time-wise, Con, or am I still 30 seconds ahead of you?
We're in sync time-wise since you are spectating the match at the same time that I am, and your audio is coming through my TeamSpeak, so you are perfectly timed with me on the stream.
Okay, perfect.
Multi-kill by Tullian there, slinging rockets all around. However, his flag is still gone. I don't think he realized. And oh, a nice second.
Return.
Wow, last second return by Made. I think the defense for Blue lost track of their flag there. Got a multi-kill, didn't realize he went back to his base. Realized where his flag was, so that was a dangerous move there. Just somehow, Made was able to sneak in there, and you know, really, Made is he's such a superstar for their team. You kind of expect him to make those clutch plays.
Yeah, that was a scenario where Shot Callers were outnumbering MassD, and they should have had one guy dedicated to get a pickup.
Double kill.
Nice return there by Zyos.
Yeah, watching him with this amp, he's actually pushed all the way up. And this is what can happen when you play a super defensive formation, is the other team can push their defense way up to put even more pressure, and Zio's not at all afraid to do that. He's a very mobile defender. Imitator does take advantage of that empty flag room, but Chowie right on top of him. Takes him out. Imitator going to be getting moving. He's taking a bunch of damage though, so probably not going anywhere with that. A good job by Zeos getting in front of him and physically cutting him off. We're going to see another fight. Tell you what, both teams have been on top of these 100 armors. There's been a battle for it every single time. So the more times that shot callers can get Razor in and out with that 100 untouched, better chances they have, but they're making it very difficult on them.
Yeah, I was gonna comment before the match began, but like you said, it started so fast. But Razor, I've actually played against him on this map a long time ago, but I know he's very good at pistons on this map. So I think shot callers actually may have an advantage here on this map.
But yeah, I think the fact that, like we said, they can trust their two defenders to hold things down, and that they have the only real pure speed running flag runner, I think, in this game, definitely means that this is a map that would benefit them a little more than maybe some of the other maps, like say CampersCrossing that we saw Zeos eliminate.
That's right.
Seeing a whole lot of running around, not a whole lot. Let me watch another defender. I think we've got Combo Shock playing sort of in the front of his base. Maybe not. I'm having a tough time getting a hold on what MassD is doing with their players, honestly. Also, confusing myself because I have my team names wrong. I'll go ahead and fix that real quick.
Yeah, the offense seemed to be getting a lot of success getting the flag out of the flag room, but no caps yet.
Yeah, you know, it seems like, based on what I'm seeing from Blue Team, they're basically just trying to control mid. You got Combo Shock here, not even going into red base. He's just sort of deathmatching the front of their base. Probably trying to put damage on whoever he can, you know, damaging outgoing attackers as well as picking off defenders. And it seems like he might be very well served trying to control Red's amp. If he can do that, and that'll really put a lot of pressure on Zeos and Chowie to try to defend without that amp.
Yeah, I
tries to get that piston up top, zapped in midair, and that's a return. But that's a good move, though. Anytime you're on this map and you can force the defenders to make a shot, you know, you're really putting pressure on them. And another huge fight over 100 armors. But like you commented earlier, interesting, you know, to see Made now playing offense. That's what helped push them across on Necro. And I think, I'm wondering if MassD maybe feels like they just couldn't win a super defensive, I guess, battle like that, because Made would certainly help keep their flag home better, but of course he's also probably their best flag runner as well. Ooh, he's going to be bouncing back now and circling back around, maybe trying to catch a little over pursuit by the red team. He's got cover set up. Chowie, though, identifies him, does a good job cutting him off. Zeos knocks him down. They're still going to have this flag moving, but he's going to have two defenders all over him. It's going to be up to blue cover to get up and get back to that flag. Zeos and Chowie not having any of that, so not a bad idea there by Made. He's going to cherry pick again, so it looks like MassD now is actually playing a really wide open offense, trying to spread out the defenders, trying to catch him out of position. It's working at the moment, getting him all the way back to his base. This may be the first cap if they can clear this front door.
Oh,
Blue
wow.
flag is still on the base. They finally, B-Banks grabs the flag. Made's all by himself, though. Oh, now he's got 3 covers, so red flag goes down. Oh, and a nice clutch return there by Zeos all by himself. All of a sudden, tables have turned. Red has the flag in mid. Blue actually does a good job of keeping track of their flag. Oftentimes, when your flag runners come into base, people will lose track of one carrier or the other and overcommit to one. Ooh, Made. Lucky he didn't hit that piston. He would have gone down.
Big props to B-Banks there. That was a really good pickup there to delay the cap from happening.
Yeah, that's something that a lot of frag-heavy players will neglect to do. Sometimes your best bet, like you say, sometimes grabbing that flag is the best defense. You don't necessarily have to kill everyone in the room. Just extend the flag run and give your team a chance to return it. I'm trying not to jump around too much with these flags. Just constantly moving and dying instantly. It's kind of tough. Let me see where that 100 armor. I think it may have gotten... Nope, Made has 100 armor, 120 health. He'll be going in. Zeos waiting on Amp, so, you know, Made might actually get a good grab here, as Zeos is going to be waiting on that power-up to come up. He's going to Piston. He may get the first speed run in this game.
No.
He's going to high mid. This is trouble for shot callers. He's going to be up high mid. No cover, though, and gets completely annihilated. Great body block there. I believe that was Chowie, who just jumped right in front of him to physically stop him from moving towards his own base any further.
Yeah, that saved the cap there for sure.
I don't know if shot callers realizes just how close they were to the coffin one up there, but you can't allow the other team on this map, especially in a close match like this, halfway through, still 0-0. If one team get their flag carrier untouched with 100 armors, that is an instant warning sign that you better drop someone back immediately. He's got it, trying to go high again. He's got red all over him. He does have amp cover though. Oh, he goes down. Razor with a nice flag shot, and that gets cleaned up. So I'm actually kind of surprised we've seen equal numbers of flag carriers getting across to mid for both teams.
Yeah, I mean this could go either way, this match right now at this rate.
Yeah, and I have to say, without Mate on defense, I mean, we all know, you know, Tolian and Bob are very solid, but I have to say I didn't think that they could match up to Chowie and Zeos, but at the moment they're going shot for shot with them as far as keeping their flags locked down. I really thought that that shot callers would turn this into a shootout. I didn't think that MassD could manage to keep up with that, but right now they're turning it into a defensive game without even playing 3 defense. And in fact, with with Mate on offense. So again, I have to give credit to the decision to put Bob on D here.
Yeah, I think as soon as I had noticed that Bob went on D, I figured it'd be probably more defensive game because that's gonna slow down MassD's offense a little bit, not having that frag power that cope with Zios.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be. I still think it's gonna be very difficult for MassD to pull anything across. But again, if they can get these power-ups like they have been, you see Bob pushing all the way up to mid. And kind of surprised not to see Razor sneaking in behind and getting that flag moving. So, oddly enough, shot callers perhaps needs to up the aggression a little bit, which is not what I expected. Seeing a lot of flag runs getting cut short by people just jumping right in front of them.
Yeah, it looks like Imitator's got the 100 shield right now, and he's cherry picking. And last time they did this. They got back to their base, so see what happens here.
Red was all over that one, and you see what he did there, though, is he cherry-picked and he went the opposite direction of the last flag run, which is the textbook thing to do. However, it left him predictable. Red completely sniffed that out instantly, and they had 3 people there to block him off. He had no chance on that one.
That's right.
Not a bad idea, but good job by shot callers of, again, predicting exactly what was going to go down there. Ooh, Bob almost lost his amp there. Good job getting on top of it, cleaning up with it. However, Red Team will have the timing on it now, so maybe something to keep in mind if Red can start controlling the other team's amp. That's something that I like to do whenever I play for Notorious, so definitely something that could be a huge game changer on this map in particular.
Yeah, that can win you a game, especially on a map like Grendelkeep.
Yeah, one of the few maps that have 2 amps, and so you basically presume, I mean, your defense is very, very reliant upon keeping that amp in their hands. Ooh, Imitator still has 90 armor, so he may sneak in here with a grab. He doesn't have any cover, though. And he extended it as long as he could, but some of these good opportunities that we're seeing, especially for MassD, they're just not syncing up well with their cover. Once you get later into games like this, I think that becomes an interesting thing to watch, is whether offenses can sync up, because sometimes as an attacker you're better off waiting for the rest of your teammates to catch up to you, but then constantly diving straight into the defense. And that's something that a lot of people don't quite get a handle on when they're playing with people that they're not super familiar with.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I know Made and Imitator played together before, but I don't know if Combo Shock plays offense too often, so
Made just took their amp and is pulling it on offense, so we'll see if he's going to use it to try to grab 100 or maybe just take down the defense, but this could be interesting play.
Yeah, not sure why he's going for the flag. If it were me, I would have stayed back a little bit and let somebody else grab.
Yeah, he put himself in harm's way a bit. I mean, good distraction, but again, he didn't have anyone really there to make plays like that. And I think maybe what we're seeing is, I know my personal experience with Combo Shock. Oh, Blimpo almost gets that jump to high mid. He had cover waiting for him. That would have been really dangerous if MassD hadn't hit that shot. And again, though, that's a good job by the red team. You want to put that pressure on them. Even if it doesn't work the first 7 times, you're telling the enemy defense you have to make this shot every single time or you're going to give up a cap, basically. And so good job keeping that pressure up, but they haven't missed yet. And I heard 100 taken, didn't see, it must have been taken down because nobody's got 100 armor now, so. Flipping through all the players, not seeing anything. Made, though, takes all kinds of damage, trying to get that piston straight to that lift. Pretty much going for the home run at this point. Imitator now cherry picking, but again, a good job by Chowry sniffing that out. He's down to 1 HP. Up to 26 now. But Imitator sneaking out, kind of surprised.
This would be a good opportunity to cherry pick there.
Yeah, you got Zeos overcommitting to the left side. What you can do is, especially if you get the defenders trying to cut you off, Imitator has, it looks like Blue is giving up their amps to their offense now, as we saw Made last time, and Imitator this time coming in with amp. I don't know what the sync is as far as one team's amp versus the red team's amp, but if you can get 2 amps going at the same time to cover your flag carriers, that can be, I mean, that can, like you said, that can win you the game right there.
Oh, definitely. Especially a game this close, that might be all you need is 1 cap.
Yeah, you can definitely.
It's crazy to think that we're only 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to go here, and it's a 0-0 game on Grendelkeep.
Yeah, with both teams playing 3 offense. I mean, they're not. It's not like they're playing, you know, a bunch of heavy mid or 3 defense or anything. This is a relatively wide open game. These flags are moving constantly. Made with the big pickup there, pissing into his base. Only 10 HP. He's got cover all over him though. Their flag is home. If Red doesn't get this moving, they're in trouble. Chowie has to grab it. Nice last second kill there by Imitator to get him this flag back, and Blue all of a sudden is sitting on their flag stick with the winning cap ready to go. If that flag gets returned, this is over. There's the flag going down. Does it get returned? Does! Oh my. So there you go. Up 1 cap, 2.5 minutes left to go, and now Shot Callers has to go to work. I think they just missed the cutoff there. They were down so low, and that last second kill by Imitator got him that pickup and allowed him to keep that flag in his hands.
It's really unfortunate. Chowie did such a great job getting that pickup. I'm just not too sure why he took the risk in pistoning to mid. I would have suspected him to try to hold the flag a little longer, you know, and delay up by the link, but...
and you know, what may have happened too is a lot of times when your defenders sneak in for an emergency grab, nobody switches roles and goes on that return. Here we have Razor grabbing amp with the flag. So, interesting to see if he can make something happen. He's getting the flag, but nobody there covering him. If I'm Shot Callers, I got to put an extra person on attack right now. You see Blimpo and B-Bex in there. Razor already grabbed. Razor pistoning up to high. I don't think he's got much. No, he has no armor. So Combo Shock just turning around on him. You can. Oh, it was a nice pickup. His mate actually gets into mid. Blimpo though coming back to his flag. If he can get some cover, they may have a chance here. Oh, he gets taken out, and they're just having trouble syncing up their offense right now.
Yeah, I think you're right on that last cap. I think what happened was Chowie had pisted the 100, and it looked like there was probably at least 2, maybe 3 players on his team there, and so that would have left Zyles probably on his own trying to get the flag back.
Yeah, and you can say it's kind of frustrating because they had him down. Uh-oh, looks like Blue's amp is up. Zeos pushing all the way up there, takes it out, so we got Zeos on offense now. They're getting this flag moving. This has been effective so far. They're letting Imitator basically walk across the map. Basically what Red Team is doing right now is forcing a standoff. They're saying, hey, we're going to get your flag into base. Oh, and they don't get that. Oh, that could be the game right here. If Imitator can piss into his base, that will end it.
Yeah.
He's ready to go. One more chance. They don't hit the combo, and that'll be the game right there with 54 seconds left. Shot Callers had the right idea, trying to force a standoff and see if they could tie it up. But they didn't have anybody on the flag carrier. Imitator just walked coast to coast, and now Made with this revolving door offense is going to probably put one more away just for statistical purposes.
That's right. Yeah, that was a really unfortunate, amazing return. Whoever got that return, that was the game finisher right there. I don't see. Yeah, with 20 seconds left, this game's over.
Yeah, and you know, it must be said though that that's something that you don't even as a clan, even as a team that plays together for months, it's very, very tricky to coordinate something like that because it's just not something that you practice often. But again, it was the right move. It's something it's a risk you have to take that late in the game.
That's right. Yeah, they made it interesting, that's for sure.
Yeah, for all intents and purposes, this was essentially a 1-0 game. Great game though by both teams.
Yeah, you know, I was a little bit surprised that it's so low scoring, but good job by both teams' defense. They did a good job keeping the score low.
Yeah, again, both teams playing 3 dedicated offense. There was no MassD being played on this game. So it's kind of interesting though because the way I see it, when you eliminate maps in this way, I almost feel like you're essentially playing the tiebreaker first. And I feel like that was essentially the tiebreaker. And then now it's going to be a fight to try to get maps that your team gets an advantage on.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by it as well because, I mean, really, if they're doing an elimination of maps, one would have to expect the same maps are going to get eliminated the second go around. And so you're going to end up with the same maps essentially at the end of the day. So what did they get left with last time? Anfractuous and Campers?
Right, and if you're Zeos, you would definitely rather play Anfractuous. So we'll see if that ends up being the outcome again this time.
20 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm going to pop up IRC and see what happens.
I'm actually really surprised. I was gonna pick Shot Callers to win that map, so I think MassD did a phenomenal job there.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, I had my doubts about taking Made off defense like they used when they did their 3 defense. Bob, I mean, I knew Bob could play defense. I think he's a swing player who can go either way. He's just got that kind of fragging ability. But yeah, their 2D being able to hold it down. But yeah, I mean, being able to hold it down with Bob and Tolian against Razor, Blimpo, and B-Banks coming in, that's a pretty tall order, and they managed to pitch a shutout. That's very impressive.
Yeah, mad props to Bob and Tolian. I think they deserve a gold star. I think holding Blimpo to 0 caps, that's a difficult task for any defense.
Yeah, I definitely would give co-MVPs of that match at least to those two because I did not. I expected it to be a shootout. Like I say, I was basically wondering if MassD's offense could match up to the number of caps that Shot Caller was going to pull across, and well, they got greater than 0. So complete turnaround from what I expected. So I'm very interested to see what happens now with this map pick.
I think a big factor here too is we have to realize that, you know, at the end of the day, Shot Callers are an American team, so they're playing with much higher pings. And I don't know how much Blimpo's been playing, but I don't think he's been playing very often. So if you're not used to playing with this high ping, it's a huge adjustment to make. So I mean, that could be affecting, you know, the effectiveness of his attack.
Oh, no question. It definitely adds, especially when you get into higher and higher level games and ones where they're decided based on, you know, milliseconds of. I mean, you don't get a closer game than the one we just saw, really. And so where any one little thing can make a difference, anything that kind of throws you off your game, like the fact that the translocator comes out slower or whatever, can definitely have a big effect. But I mean, I didn't feel like Shot Callers played poorly. I thought they had trouble, I think, syncing up their offense. Like I say, they had some promising flag runs where carriers would go down with nobody around to get a pickup or get cover. They weren't cherry picking; they just weren't in sync the whole time. And I think that was their problem on offense. I think, you know, Zeos and Chowie, I thought, played pretty well on defense. Yeah, I think, honestly, yeah, basically what happened is they were able to, or MassD was able to get their offense to pull one across, and that was really just that was it. That broke the game open.
Yeah, and I want to go back to that second cap they got on Grendelkeep. You know, it was a really good return, and it may not have made a difference, but here's the scenario where they got their flag back to their base, and they needed the cap to tie, and they had 3 guys around the flag carrier, but yet the other team was able to get the return. Now, had that been an American server, one could argue that they might have been able to get the trans out in time and get that pickup, but because they're playing with such higher pings, they didn't get that pickup. So
I mean, yeah, I mean, again, you talk about milliseconds deciding things. Hard to say, but definitely doesn't help things. And I mean, that's a situation where you really want to have a player. I mean, if I'm in that situation where you have to keep the flag in your hands, I have somebody, my number 2 flag runner or whatever, running with their translocator out, not even having a weapon out, just ready to pounce right on it as soon as they see that death happen.
you know what? You made a perfect point, Con, and I'll go back to this even earlier in that map. Shot callers have got their flag, I think, to their minigun, which is essentially in your base. And again, totally outnumbered the other team. Yet, Maid was able to snipe a return from nowhere. But had they had somebody with a translocator out for a pickup, that wouldn't have been possible. And that's something that they should really consider for this next map, because I think it cost them.
There were definite issues, their conversions, their pickups, all of those just weren't happening on that map. And I don't think individually any of them played poorly. That's what you have to string together. I mean, you have to put that together to push Caps across against a talented defense. Alright, looks like we've got some eliminations coming on. MassD did win the coin toss. Gonna eliminate Orbital 2 right off the bat. Again, kind of a strange, I think, one for Imitator to really be emphasizing. Maybe some of his players just really hate that map though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Arcanostra. Again, I think Zeos basically has a few map picks that he has to eliminate. And you're gonna see Arcanostra, probably Twin Tombs, probably Sulfur. And I think if you're Imitator, you're probably going to see some similar early picks. I guess you'll see Orbital Classic. He'll probably be choosing something like Pistola next. He eliminated, was it Vault City he eliminated last time? So just getting rid of Virility, maybe trying to avoid allowing them to play 3D on any map. I hate Citadel, but I do think that it would be a complete change of pace. There you go. Citadel being eliminated by Imitator. Twin Tombs going away via Zeus. Not a shocker to see shot callers going down basically their list. I would imagine you're going to see Sulfur be eliminated. Sulfur and Aquatic will probably be the next 2 eliminations, regardless of who picks what. Oh, well, Imitator going ahead. It's not a bad move, though. He goes straight for the maps he knows he doesn't want to end up with. Perhaps playing chicken here and trying to force Zeos to use his eliminations on the maps that really neither team wants to play.
Yeah, you know what, Con? I just thought of this now, but because they already went through this elimination process once before, if you were smart, you'd keep note of which maps the other captain didn't want to play, and leave those in the mix. You know what I mean?
Try to pick around those.
Yeah, you could use the previous map elimination to your advantage. But, you know, I still believe it's going to end up the same maps that it happened the last time. I don't see...
I think we're probably... I mean, they're definitely not going to be playing Sulfur. They got rid of Orbital Classic. Yep, Orbital Classic goes away. Now, it's interesting here because if I'm Zeos, I don't want to have to waste a pick here on Sulfur, because I don't think either team is going to be good at... Nobody wants to play Sulfur. If I'm him, I bluff a little bit. I eliminate something that I don't want to play, like CampersCrossing or Anfractuous, that I know has a good chance of being played. And I basically force him to eliminate Sulfur.
And Con, could you correct me if I'm wrong here, but is it a coin toss every time they choose these maps, like the elimination maps and stuff like that? Like whoever picks first?
There was some discussion of that earlier, and due to the fact that the maps would go from an even number to an odd number, it would give the same, if they alternated, it would give the same captain the last pick. So they just decided to do a coin toss again. I think the rules say something different, but they decided to alter it, and You know, frankly, I don't think, like you said, I don't think it makes a huge difference. If both captains agree they think it's fair, then, you know, I don't think that's, when you're eliminating, what, like 13 maps, I don't think that who chooses first and who chooses last is as huge of a deal as people think.
No, like the advantage of doing it this way is you're gonna have maps that both teams are very familiar with, and you're gonna have closer games. Whereas if they went the traditional method of each team gets to pick whatever map they want, we could see very one-sided games. So, in a sense, it's a good thing, but in another sense, it's, part of me thinks that, you know, if the teams weren't as even as they are right now, it would allow a weaker team to sneak a map win away by picking a team that the other team wasn't good at. But in this scenario, it might not be such a big deal.
Yeah, and I think that that may have been kind of the theory behind adding, you know, having such a huge map list. Certainly on the ladders, you would see stuff like that, where you'd have your kind of half dozen commonly played maps, and then a few outliers that ladders would mess around with adding for some flavor. And sometimes you'd see lower level teams try to practice a less common map, try to, you know, like you say, steal a win away from a higher level team by catching them on a map that they weren't necessarily familiar with.
Yeah, exactly.
As it is, we did end up with the same exact maps. Campers versus Anfrac. Anfrac the obvious choice if you're Zeus. And now I'm really curious, given what we saw last game. Before last map, I would have said, okay, well, MassD is going to do their 3D thing again, probably put Mate on offense, probably do the same lineup that they did where they beat Necro. But given what we saw in that last game, where they were able to keep their offense in check with 2 defenders, I mean, you're not gonna keep the flag in check the whole time in Anfrac. This map is just way too wide open for that. But I'm curious to see if they may decide to just basically play North American style, is what they did last game, and we'll see if they do that this time.
Yeah, hard to say what's gonna happen here.
So, and again, for anyone joining us, this is Killer co-casting with me. This is your 10th anniversary CTF Draft League Grand Finals. You got Shot Caller, Zeos' team on the left. Right side there, you're going to have MassD, which is Imitator's team. MassD just took Grendelkeep Map 1. Map 2 here is going to be Anfractuous. Map 3 will be decided after this if we do need a tiebreaker. And you will want to stick around after the match is over. We do have Sonic's going to join us and basically do a little post-league, you know, talking about stuff. You're going to tell us about the prizes they're going to be sending out and all of that business. So you want to stick around for some post-match interviews.
Yeah, and I'll just take the opportunity right now. I think he did a really good job of putting it all together, and there's been some controversy and stuff, but at the end of the day, you know, he's done a great job, and to volunteer your time, no one has to, but he does it, so props to him for that.
Yeah, and like I said, it's 10 years into this game, and we're playing a North American and European essentially final with prizes at stake. I mean, like, this is the kind of thing that people are like, man, wouldn't it be cool if this could happen, you know, 9 years ago? And so it's kind of interesting to see this momentum kind of picking up leading into the new game.
And it's funny because the sad thing is, yeah, we couldn't get it to happen, but now it's happened, and it's nice that the Euro's on board playing with netcode. I think that it's at the point now where the game's small enough community where you kind of need both communities to join together in order to keep a, you know, somewhat competitive scene going.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just what you're seeing is people are saying, well, in order to play at all, you're going to have to make some concessions, and so yeah, this isn't the most ideal competitive scenario by any means, but it's happening. People are playing video games, and they're allowing folks like me and you to sit here and talk about them as, you know, some people watch, so that's cool. I'm down with that. I gave up a few hours of overtime today to come do this, so clearly this is something that I enjoy doing, and I hope people enjoy watching and listening to, and hopefully we can continue this forward. I do believe we have a Christmas duel tournament coming up that I need to find out the details for, because I should be around for that, but as it is, while they're figuring out, I think Zeo's probably rebooting real quick. I'm going to go grab some water, because I think we've got a couple minutes here. Killer, you know, feel free to just ramble on about whatever, or give some shout-outs or whatever you want, and I'll be back in 1 minute.
Alright. Yeah, and Khan's done a real good job showcasting too. I should have mentioned him as well, volunteering this time. poor guy could probably be making, you know, $100 an hour right now in overtime, I imagine. Yet he's sitting here showcasting, so that's nice of him to volunteer his time.
Hey, Keeler.
Yeah, what's up, Sonic?
Hey, may I add that Gloria organized this tournament with me together, 50-50, we spent a lot of time on it, and I would like her name to mention as well.
Oh yeah, you know, I didn't mean to single you out. The whole admin staff actually. Gloria and anybody else involved all did a good job. I don't know who, Sonic, who supplied some of these servers, like the UK servers and...
It was a German server network company hosted by Donzi. He's also UT player and he's the admin of utzone.de.
Oh, okay, well...
the rest of the UK servers got sponsored by Saint John.
Oh, well, big thanks to everybody that was involved in that too then.
Thanks, mate.
What did you think of the first map, Sonic?
I think it was very close, both teams trying to be very careful, some good runs there. I think what made it in the end was a coordinated cover and some bold movements from Imitator's MassD team. I still think both teams are about the same strength.
I agree. I think you're right too. It being a finals and everything with the championship on the line, both teams were probably playing a little more tentatively, and that might have been a reason for the low scoring game as well.
Precisely.
It looks
Wow,
like
looks like we're ready to go. I'm jumping in here.
Khan's back to save the day.
Whew. It's game time, baby. Con X5 here, jumping at the last second. I still got that splash screen up, but I will get rid of it in 1 second. Apparently, they did not read chat, but we're ready to go here with map 2 of the grand finals here. Flags moving very quickly. Nice double kill there by Zeos to get that cleaned up. Both flags back in base. 100 armor spawning soon. It looks like there's not a lot of people around it, so unlike on Grendelkeep where we saw a heavy emphasis on this, someone's going to get a free 100 armor, it looks like here. That the two flag runners, Imitator and Razor, fighting over it. Razor wins that battle. He will have a 100 armor untouched going in. Let's see if he can make anything happen with it.
B-Banks just dropped the flag, so he might be by himself here. Looks like Blimpo's helping him out.
Yeah, Blimpo's got amp, so they got amp and 100 armor. Razor only survived. Oh, Blimpo gets that pickup. He's on a killing spree with amp. He can get himself back to his minigun, but he's going to be so low in health, and nobody there for that pickup.
Yeah, I'm not sure where B-Banks was, but he must have died in transition.
Yeah, anyone who's watched Anfractuous with us knows that these flags are going to be moving non-stop. You really can't keep the flag on the stick. All you can hope to do is sort of play like a linebacker role, and that's exactly what Zeos is going to be doing, is playing that forward defensive role. They'll have Chowie back on the flag, Zeos up front trying to damage attackers coming in and cutting them off. And, you know, I think, I would like to say, oh, some mid-air rockets. Zeos starting off on fire right now, actually on a rampage. And 100 armor was coming up, not sure if anybody grabbed it.
It looks like the same positions as last map. Bob and Talian on defense for MassD.
Razor's got the flag back to his minigun. You can expect a cutoff here. The defense should be in his base, ready to hit him with something. There's the rockets. Oh, B-Banks jumps over the pickup.
Nice
Can't get it. Imitator now back in his minigun. He gets cut off as well, though. And if they can clear this base... Oh, he misses the piston. Piston's into the wall. That allows Red to get the return. Wow.
That was a costly mistake. Looks like Made has a cherry pick.
Yeah, interesting move, cherry picking on a map like this. That's so easy to get the flag moving. Razor goes down. Nothing happened in there. Made gets his flag moving, but Zeo's doing a good job cutting off that lift, denying that. Going to be double teaming him right in mid. That flag goes back. And after all that, still 0-0.
100 shield was taken by shot callers.
Yep, Amp is actually in Combo Shock's hands as he's going to be... Well, he goes down, so that's not going to play a factor. Made with another cherry pick here. Interesting move. I think what they're trying to do is basically use the other attackers as a distraction, allow Made to just cherry pick and get a free run out to mid. It's working at the moment as he gets back to his lift. This is problems for shot callers. He can piston back to his stand. He gets there, but shot callers is all over his base. Perhaps a little more patience needed by Made there as he allowed his team to get back in front and clear out the base instead of diving right in there himself.
Yeah, good point. He did a nice little fake pretending like he was probably going to go up the elevator and then went around, but he maybe a little too.
Ooh, Blimpo now coming in his minigun. He's got plenty of health. Oh, he gets cut off there and nobody gets the pickup. So many close opportunities. So far, nobody able to convert. Seeing a lot of chances for both teams as they're both playing extremely aggressive offense. And these
Shot
defenders are
callers.
going to be extremely on edge this game.
Blimpo's got the 100 shield right now. It seems like Shot Callers has the timing on it.
Yeah, on a
think
hectic
MassD
map like
has
this
it
where you
too.
don't often, unlike Grendelkeep, you don't often get to set up for power-ups because you're moving around so much. It sounded like Amp just got taken. So a lot of times it can be, you can completely lose track of power-ups for long tracks of time on this map. That can be huge.
Yeah, Combo's got the amp right now.
Okay, he took the last one, so he's definitely on that. You know, I say that, it looks like Blimpo's doing what we talked about last game that they weren't, or I should say what they weren't doing, is waiting for his teammates to get back caught up with him. And it's not going to work out for him, but it was interesting watching him do that because it looked like he was just basically wandering aimlessly and not being productive, but what he was doing was trying to line up his teammates to get everyone in sync. Alright, 100 armor got taken again. Let's see who grabbed that one.
It looks like Mate's pistoning. He's already they're at the amp area.
Blimpo's got 100 armor, 110 health. He's getting out of the base untouched. Oh, this is bad news. He's got Razor already in position to throw some rockets out for cover. Good job by Red. They're doing exactly what they weren't doing last map, syncing up. Blimpo all the way back in his base, dodges the cutoff by the offense by Blue, so he's going to be back on his flag stand. If they get this return, this should be a cap. One more kill, but they're ready for the pickup. This should be a cap right here as there's nobody in Red base. And a great job. Everything Red didn't do, or everything Shot Callers didn't do last game, they did on that flag run. They had pickups, they had their cover in position, they had all the power-ups in their hands, and that was just a great job running just textbook offense right there.
Yeah, they. It seems like MassD keeps cutting him off at the high minigun there, and that time Blimpo was lucky enough to have enough health to sustain the damage of the rockets. But great job by Blimpo. He's brought how many flags back already? Just
Uh-oh, wow, what on earth happened there? Just as we give Shot Callers credit, man, they really let one slip by there as they just pissing straight to his stand. 3 Shot Callers around, nobody grabbed blue flag, and wow, just a huge slip up there. It ties the game right back up, and we're right back where we started. And I wish I would have covered that flag run because I have no idea what happened. I flipped to him, and he was pissing to his stand.
Yeah, I kind of missed that too. What I think happened was both flags were taken, and MassD just got the return, and as soon as they got the return, they capped. It was like
Piston timing. Back to his stand. Razor, brilliant move by Razor. He may be doing what you were suggesting. It looked like he may have had his translocator out before Blimpo even went down. Immediately got the pickup, hit that piston off the lift straight to his base. He knew that he had the enemy team behind him, so he could outrun them to his base if he pistoned. Just a brilliant move right there to give his team the lead once again.
Yeah, I didn't even realize they actually had the flag, so that was a really quick one.
Yeah, and we're seeing, I mean, Blimpo dropping back a little bit with that amp, but and you know that's one of the things I wanted to key in on earlier is the fact that you have. Oh, do we have someone drop? Not sure. Okay, Combo Shock looks like he crashed. So we're gonna be hanging on to that, but yeah, point I wanted to make is that's the kind of thing that, you know, if you have a frag heavy team, if you have a team of, you know, that's really good at just basically a team deathmatch team, you can get lots of high scores, but there's certain intangible things like having the instincts to pull out your trans, get that pickup, and then notice the situation, notice that you can outrun the enemy team to your base by pissing and taking that self damage. I mean, that's that kind of cap that Razor just pulled in there. That's something that you have to be an experienced flag runner to really do in that short amount of time. Those decisions have to come instinctively. And that's what having a dedicated flag runner can really do for you.
Yeah, I think pickups are going to play you know, they always play an important role, and I think last map, Grendelkeep, there was a lackluster pickup, so we're seeing that they're changing that around this map.
Yeah, I mean, whenever you're playing a really solid defensive pair, which both of these teams have proven that they have, you know you're not going to get the flag across the map solo. You can't just rely on, oh, I'm gonna ninja run, or I'm gonna trick them, or I'm gonna outrun them, because smart defenders are gonna check that down every single time. You got to rely on those pickups and the relays, and you have to convert. When you get back into your base, especially on a map like this, it's so key that we saw in previous matches in this tournament there. Once you get the flag back into your base, you have to be able to seal that base off. You have to have your entire team there ready to do it. And that may end up being a big factor too. I don't think that's been a huge factor so far, but I think that that's one that you'll definitely want to keep an eye on, because if these teams keep playing this aggressively, would not be surprised to see like an 8-6, 7 to 6 kind of game.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty forensic pace right now.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of negative nets. If you look at the scoreboard, a lot of that is going to be because of defenders suiciding, because as soon as you get that flag returned, you have to immediately suicide back to base, because there's no telling how quickly the enemy attackers are going to have that flag in their hands. You have to track them down immediately. Looks like we're off the pause now, ready to go. And Red's flag is moving. Made's got it in his hands. Dios denies that lift again, which is so important. So Made's basically running around in circles waiting for some cover. Good patient running, but good job of the defense of sneaking back up on him and putting him down. So I do want to watch some defense now. We've watched a little bit of Zeos, watched a little bit of Chowie, I think. Well, I'm going to see what Bob's doing. Oh, Bob just almost stole the 100 armor. Oh, no, okay, I swapped over to Razor. That was a little bit confusing. Who took that 100? Can't find the 100 armor, but we'll just follow the flag carrier then. Alright.
Steph is going up to their link gun right now.
Yep, watching that. They're doing a good job of grouping up. They're running as a big blob and really just trying to push their way through the defense. Aid, who runs right into enemy flag carrier. He's all by himself, though. Cover kind of left him. He can dance around a little bit by using that lift, but he really needs some cover on top of him right now. Yeah,
I don't know if they're communicating or what, but...
Oh, it allowed him to get the return. Now, how is their base looking? Made's got a free jump.
There's no one there.
Oh, wow. Red team crashes the flag. Not able to get the return, though, and they tie that up. And shot callers allowed him to just completely dance around in circles. And that was a big mistake right there, because they lost track of the flag carrier. I think they should have immediately crashed their base, anticipating him jumping back for that return. But a good job by Made, able to just basically prolong that flag running. I don't know if they were communicating, if it was intentional. What happened was it allowed them to put 4 people on return, really ensure that they locked that flag down, and then they all went back to their base, and yeah, he just was completely unmolested on his way back to his base. So good job by Made to extend that and make another big play.
Yeah, he must not have known that, or Made must have known that they didn't know where he was. So.
He's putting out all kinds of damage in mid right now. Not much pressure coming in from Blue, so he's trying to give his team some help.
Double kill.
See him just absolute shooting gallery in mid. That's what you got to do on a map like this. If you can push that front line back into the enemy base, you're going to have a big advantage. Razor grabs his 100 armor. He's untouched. I'm going to go catch up with him and see what he can do with this. We're back to a tie game. I feel like this is going to be a back and forth game one way or another. Oh, he gets comboed. Boosts him a little bit, but it takes him all the way down. He's down to 8 health.
And a headshot.
Oof, he is on fire right now.
Yes.
And a head stomp for good measure. So an absolute variation bonus there. Took every type of damage manageable. The only thing he could have done is drown. Interesting though, he dove right back into the fray. And that allows Blimpo to get a run going. He's got amp on him, so he'll be able to cover himself. Last time he had amp, he was able to cover himself pretty effectively. You see him laying out those combo traps. Good dodge there, jumping over those rockets. See him anticipating the cutoff, which is always happening. Ooh, there's no cutoff. Blue's going to allow him to get back into base. He's got 2 covers, so red team is in a good position for a flag standoff here. Question is, can they get this return?
Yeah, let's...
Oh, everybody explodes. That flag is on the ground.
It's there. It's just sitting there.
Blimpo gets back, gets that return. 1 person left to take him out. And he gets his return in time. He goes down on the stand. A clutch return by Blue. Total denial right on the stand. Again, we talk about milliseconds, and that was all it took right there. I don't know if Made or who exactly got that return, but they were both there. Oh man,
yeah,
that close.
Shot callers made that that common error where everybody chases the flag carrier. They had 3 guys there, and they all chased them and left the flag carrier alone.
Yep. That again, like I say, we see that a lot. And both flags going back. Yeah, you see that a
Glimpo
lot
doing
whenever
a good job. He
somebody
got a
grabbed the amp.
multi-kill. Yeah, Glimpo got a multi-kill at amp, and then grabbed the amp here, so... Oh,
It's like they all went
He's
down. We're going to
already
watch
dead.
Imitator's flag run here. As he's already down to 55 health. Turning his back to the D. Not a good move. And you already saw Chowie ready to cut him off. Great communication there. Chowie and Zeos working together extremely well. Although they haven't really gotten much output from their offense this match, it must be said. They've given up a total of 5 caps across 2 maps right now and have not been in the lead for very long at all. Alright, let me check the power-ups real quick. I don't know what the timing is on them. This map is so incredibly fast-paced. Watching Glimpo completely swarmed at the moment. Blue is all over him. Looks like they're falling back. Expect maybe Zeos to push up. Oh, a nice kill there by Razor. Another clutch pickup. Takes a rocket to the face, however. B-Bank shows up a little bit late, but yeah, you're definitely seeing Combo Shock pulling back from offense to stop these flag runs. So a little bit more defensive mindset out of MassD, at least to cut off the flag carriers. But again, it's a tie game, so see what happens.
Looks
Glimpo
like-
grabbing this 100 armor.
yeah, he got the 100 shield there.
I think Amp should be up soon.
Yeah, I think E-Banks is fighting for it, but he's going to go ahead and cover his flag carrier, which is probably a smart move. They're coming into their base right
Yeah,
now.
I've got him right now. He's able to pick up that health and piston up flag. I don't think he's going to be able to outrun Blue to his flag stand. Nope, there comes the Amp. Oh, a nice pickup by Zeos, able to take it home. Oh, a huge mistake there by Blue. You saw they knew they had Amp, and so he didn't want to pull out the translocator because he had Amp, but then none of his teammates did either. They had 3 guys there, and just like on the cap earlier in the game where Shot Callers had 3, nobody grabbed the flag and pulled it off. And wow, so all of a sudden, Shot Caller is able to just sneak right past a whole line of red and take this lead. Still 7.5 minutes to go, though, so plenty of time for Blue to answer. He's going to go down. We're going to watch Made. He's going up top. I imagine they know where he is. Yeah, they're waiting for him on the pipes already, so no pipe run for him. Actually, a mid-air return by Chowie, just to be fancy. We're watching Blippo pistoning out. Actually misses that piston, but Razor's done a good job. It must be said, every time Blimpo goes out flag side, Razor is waiting for him to turn that corner with rockets or a combo. So good job by Razor, just really being in position and playing good capture the flag. You get cut off again, but just a good example of setting yourself up for success.
The two of them are doing a very good job running together.
Aid goes up top and Combo Shock was waiting for him, but it looks like he's dancing around, kind of confusing his own cover. He does juke the defense, though, so he can kind of wait up here and perhaps choose his own destiny, but back and forth, picking up some vials, really slow playing this, maybe waiting to go up and maybe grab a 50 armor. Doesn't have any armor at the moment. I'm kind of surprised Red hasn't pushed anyone at him yet, but he hasn't really gone anywhere either, so he's going to push out right as the 50 armor spawns. He will be on the pipes, but does Red know it? Oh, he gets knocked right off the pipes. Is it cross that halfway point, goes down. Will anyone get to this flag in time? They do. Imitator with a pickup right on the money, but Chowie able to jump right in there and rocket him right back down to his own base.
Yeah, Mass Def should probably start worrying about power-ups here, because at this rate, I think Shot Callers has timing on both the 100 and the Amp. And that's not going to be good news if you need to cap.
Yeah, I mean, that Amp's going to allow Razor to do any kind of trick jumps, and basically will allow him to stand toe-to-toe with these defenders. Although Imitator able to sneak out to mid, Chowie cutting him off. A good job, again, of just denying him that minigun entrance. A nice pickup, though, by Made. We've seen him with a few of those now. Pressure's going to be on Red Team. Ooh, they jump right in there and get that pickup. Again, a lack of translocator. Got to pull out that trans and ensure you get that pickup. You can't leave anything to chance. You're down to 5 minutes left. You're down by 1. And Red Team, not surprising, still playing fully aggressive offense. B-Banks, actually B-Banks maybe cutting off this flag carrier here. Nope.
Combo Shock has the Amp right now, and for some reason it's cherry picking, but they're coming out their rockets right now.
I think they might have lost track of Blimpo because he was coming back through his flak and wasn't really touched. And I think they were just kind of just anxiously keeping that flag moving.
Yeah.
Given what happened before when they allowed that go-ahead cap to sneak right by 3 of them, I'd say that's probably a good way to... You want to err on the side of keeping the enemy flag off the stand on this map. Nice pickup there by Imitator. But he goes down in a heap as B-Banks perfectly happy playing more of a mid-roll now instead of super aggressive offense. And I think that's smart. With 4.5 minutes to go and you're up by 1, you have to have this map. You know, anything you can do to try to keep your flag secure, probably not a bad idea, but you don't want to overcommit to that either.
No, that's right.
I think having Razor and Blimpo concentrate on offense to keep Blue honest is probably good enough. I would say dropping, or having B-Banks just stop back. Well, I say this, but B-Banks covered him all the way back to base. Blimpo's on the stand. If they can get this return, this put him up by 2. Covering himself with Link, he's going to go down. Nice pickup. Once again, Razor had his translocator out, ready to go. And, they're still in a standoff scenario, but a great pickup once again by Razor. Ooh, Rocket's coming around the corner.
On the other side, we've had about 4 or 5 different pickups on MassD, so they're doing a equally good job.
Razor on the run now, getting chased down by Rockets. Unfortunately, ran away from his cover. That's going to give Imitator a chance to try to outrun Red back to his base. That's not going to happen, but Chow with that flag, and we'll see if it's a similar scenario to Grendelkeep, where a defender grabs the flag. Will there be any confusion this time? It looks like they managed to get that return.
Yeah, good return by Zyos there. Saves a cap.
Yep, and preserves the lead. And Blimpo with the cherry pick here. Oh, he gets blocked mid-air body block that redirected his piston. How's that for physics? Wow, that was a strange one. Put him right in the corner, and that was a bit lucky there, because there was nobody in front of him on that one. So with just about 3 minutes to go, we're going to be watching the red flag here and see if Blue can get it moving in a sort of prolonged manner. I mean, Made's running around trying to cover himself, but he doesn't want to dance around too much because at the end of the day, you still have to get back to your base. There he runs back to the enemy base, so that flag is essentially where it started. That's 30 more ticks off the clock for the red team.
Looks like Shock Collars is coming into their base right now. It's gonna be key for MassD to oh wow, nice return.
Yeah, it looks like MassD right now. Bob now grabbing this flag. He's a perfectly capable flag runner, although that connection is not going to help him. You get this flag moving. A nice pickup by Made. This is what they want to do. They have to bully this across mid. Basically just whatever they have to do. Oh, Made almost gets to his lift. Nice last second denial. If he gets to that lift, he has the ability to piston straight to his stick and tie this game up. What you really wanted to do was get in front of him and take that lift in front of him so that he couldn't grab it. But either way, it worked. They got that last second kill, and again, that's just how much of a razor's edge winning and losing is when you have evenly matched teams like this. Little plays like that, you can look back at them, and so many of them that are deciding who's in the lead and who's not.
Yeah, that's exactly right. When teams are this close, all it takes is one mistake or one good play.
Oh, and a bit of a mistake there, leaving the lift. Chowie couldn't get in front of him, so Imitator is going to be running through the pipes, waiting. He actually passes this flag. Good job. Probably passes it to Made. Made trying to take the pipes and be sneaky, but Chowie caught him. Down to 4 health. Blimpo actually drops back on this, so Blimpo sneaks in there. So 3-on-1, Blimpo gets that return, and that's a huge play right there.
Yeah, with 1 minute left.
Watch Imitator running this one around. It has all kinds of cover, but I don't know if MassD has pushed for offense. That flag still... come on. Come on, camera.
Looks like Combo Shock's got 100 shield, so he's going to have to get in there and grab right away. I don't know if he's...
Yeah, Made's running out to mid, and the problem that we're seeing from MassD right now is while they are all, running after this flag, they're just grabbing one at a time. They're jumping in one at a time, they're getting the flag moving. But credit to Zeos and Chowie, they're focusing their fire. Oh, a nice pickup there by Imitator. This is dangerous for shot callers. They're getting across mid, back into their own base. And if you're shot callers, the last thing you want to do right now is neglect your flag carrier. 10 seconds to go. They're going to be back in their own base. There's a cutoff. Blue's still alive on their flag stand. Razor, somebody needs to get that return. That'll do it. Blimpo, good job, Blimpo, staying alive just long enough to run that clock out. So, extremely close game. And, once again, and this time Shot Caller was able to pull it ahead really by doing what they didn't do on Grendelkeep. I mean, that I think was the difference there, was just getting those pickups, just syncing their offense better.
Yeah, good pickups by both teams, actually.
So yeah, saw a great display of, fundamental CCF on that game, and just really like we said, when you have teams that are so evenly matched, that's what it comes down to. And this is what I think folks don't necessarily see if they haven't played in the high level clan matches and stuff that you don't really see very often anymore. It's two well organized, well rounded teams. It doesn't come down to who shoots the higher shot percentage or who gets more headshots. It comes down to who got the extra pickup or who was in position or who didn't pull out their translocator and get that flag grab to deny the cap. I mean, so many of these little plays that add up in something like this. So I'm really excited to see this tiebreaker. And I'm curious now because we know that based on what we've seen before, CampersCrossing would be the logical pick. I mean, that's what the last 3 maps have been eliminated so far. But
that's right.
30 seconds left.
While that obviously, I mean, MassD obviously likes that map, Shot Callers did pull through and win on it earlier in the playoffs, so they're certainly not afraid of that map either. I mean, we definitely saw Blimpo and Razor organize some really good flag runs on that map before, so I'm very curious to see if Imitator decides to pick for his strength and maybe pick CampersCrossing, or try to choose something a little bit more offbeat with what his eliminations do. Zeo's hands are a little bit tied. I think he has fewer options, but I think he would be perfectly happy with CampersCrossing, even maybe like a Vault City or Virility, although we've been seeing him eliminating Virility, and we've seen Imitator getting rid of Vault City. So it'll be interesting to see how that works.
That's surprising to me. I don't know I don't know what the process or the thought process was to get rid of Virility for Zyos, but
yeah, I would think that that's a map that, at the very least, has been played a lot in North America, and I think would maybe benefit them, because I know Zeos and Chowie on D on a Virility would be extremely. I mean, it would just be brutal to play against. But then again, like we say, Tolian and Bob have been playing extremely effectively themselves, so it's just essentially turned into offense versus offense matchup, and which offenses can be organized enough to pull more than 1 or 2 caps across.
yeah, I think so far, anyways, the defense of both teams have held up pretty good.
Yeah, I agree completely.
And it's so funny too because they're very similar in styles. Where Tolian would be like Chowie, getting in your face, always like being right on the flag carrier, and then Bob staying back and doing more of the hit scan. And
we've talked about that too. We've talked about that too. In fact, I think Zeos talked about it in the interview after our last match last week about how they like having that up front and distant D. I mean, that's something that me and some of my old Notorious teammates did discuss in depth, especially like Bex. I would have him a lot of times playing up close, and it's a really good 1-2 punch when you can manage it. And it really requires, though, 2 talented players, and you can't just throw any 2 guys up there and say, hey, you use rockets and you use lightning gun. You really have to be able to coordinate that. And it requires a lot of discipline, but both of these teams have very disciplined defensive pairings, and I think that's why we're seeing this sort of just defensive slugfest. Even on these maps so far, I mean, Grendelkeep and Anfractuous can both be extremely fast-paced if they are played as such, and defenses have really held it down.
Yeah, they've done a good job for sure.
So it looks like Imitator has eliminated both orbitals. Zeos getting rid of Arcanostra and Twin Tombs. Imitator getting rid of the faster maps, or getting rid of the slower maps, and then the extremely fast-paced Citadel, going for more the middle of the road, I guess. Zeos once again getting rid of Virility. And I would be absolutely shocked not to see Pistola eliminated by Imitator. If I were him, I don't know, I would personally eliminate it now. I wouldn't even wait. Like I say, I would rather. There he goes right now. And Zeo's getting rid of Sulfur. And now is when it gets interesting. I think Aquatica's probably going to be the next elimination. And we're down to the maps that the captains are actually kind of willing to play. I mean, I know November and CampersCrossing to me play kind of similarly. So Imitator getting rid of Vault City. Not surprising, he's been doing that the whole time. Aquatica's going to go away because I don't think anybody really wanted to play that. And now we're down to these 2. If it's going to leave it up to Imitator, you got to figure he's going to pick CampersCrossing here. Yep, there it is. So we're going to see the same 3 maps that they eliminated that we were down to the first time.
Yeah, surprise, surprise. But the same map can't get played, right?
Right, so...
Okay, so it's the last 3 from the previous times. Okay, gotcha.
So, like, the very first time we eliminated maps, the last 3 that they were down to were CampersCrossing's, Anfrac, and Grendel. And those are the 3 we ended up playing. But, you know, I guess this elimination does affect the order, which is, of course, very important.
Yeah, I suppose. So they're actually playing campers then, is that correct?
That is going to be the tiebreaker map, which is a little bit interesting
Wow,
to me.
I'm surprised. Yeah.
And, you know, like I said,
I don't know about that.
Well, like I was saying, I think it's almost like you played in reverse order, where you play the tiebreaker first, because I would definitely say that this is a European style map, but again, we've definitely seen shot callers pull through against a European team playing 3 defenders on this map, so it's going to put a lot of pressure on the offense, however, for both teams.
Yeah, and you know, shot callers must feel like they're confident playing this map. I'm a little surprised, personally.
I think to them it was probably a lesser of 2 evils. Again, like you say, they clearly feel more comfortable on this map than on, say, Virility. Because Virility is the one that they've been eliminating, so...
Well, yeah, and that, to me, is a big surprise.
Yeah, although, you know, maybe it's their off. Maybe Blimpo and Razor have said, hey guys, if you guys can hold it down, we've got this. I mean, you never know what's going on in their team comms. I would be very interested to ask them about this, however. Maybe we can pull them in for a post-match interview again. But either way, the time for map strategizing has passed, and they're going to have to live with it one way or another. And, you know, I don't think this is a 100%... I mean, I think this is going to be a pretty even matchup, honestly. The question is going to be...
It could be, yeah.
Are they going to switch over to 3D for MassD, or are they going to keep playing that full-on offensive, let's face it, North American-style CTF that has worked pretty well for them so far, and leave Bob and Tolian to play 2-man D on a map like this, where it's pretty difficult to play 2-man D against 3 offense.
Yeah, I gotta say, just from spectating a little bit, watching like the way people have been playing, I think it would be in MassDev's best interest to have Combo Shock play like a 3rd D, or put Bob on one or the other. He just doesn't seem like super comfortable attacking. Like, I'm pretty sure he's a defensive player.
Yeah, I was actually gonna comment on that. As far as I'm aware, like earlier in the tournament, he was definitely playing defense. And moving him on offense, I think maybe taking him out of his comfort zone. And I've never seen him running the flag. Now, when they have Imitator and Maid running the flag, you know, he's playing essentially like a B-Bank sort of role, where you don't necessarily have to run the flag, but like you say, all of those instincts about getting pickups and all that aren't going to be there for someone who's not used to it. And you might get better efficiency putting them in a more defensive role, where they can play more comfortably. And for people in chat wondering about the prize distributions and all that, we will be pulling on the admin Sonic after this match to give us a bit of a breakdown on that, and, you know, talk about the tournament and all of that business. So if you want to hear all the details, we will be clearing that up, and of course I'm sure he'll be making a post on Pro and Real about it. So thankfully they will be sticking to the same sides, so I don't have to switch up all my team colors and all that. And Sonic, giving a shout out to the sponsors. You got Razer, Kingston, and Epic Games, all providing various levels of prizes for this.
Yeah, it's good to see someone step up. I wish there were sponsors back when I was playing.
I know, right? Like that's the interesting thing about it is, like I say, we've been seeing this sort of increased momentum and awareness of I think this type of game. You know, be it 2k4, UT2k9, even UT3. I think rolling into next year, as we get the new game up and running, there's going to be a lot more, I think, just the public consciousness, the public awareness of the fact that, hey, there's still fast-paced DM games that happen. I think it's going to be steadily increasing, and so I think it's going to be very important to, you know, maintain and certainly create good relationships with sponsors and all that. So definitely nice to see Razer and Kingston, you know, hopping on board at an early time like this. And of course, Epic's been great about sending out little swag packs for pretty much every little event. I mean, it's great on them because, you know, they don't necessarily need to advertise via. It's not like they're, you know, they're kind of preaching to the choir. It's not like Epic is going to try to sell more games to us, but, you know, they're kind of interacting with the community a lot more, and it's always nice to see that. Alright, we're getting close to getting ready.
What are you predicting as far as positioning goes? Do you think shot callers are going to be playing 3D con?
8, 7.
Well, we're going to find out
4,
pretty quickly here as players are ready.
1.
2-1, and it's game time, baby. Con X5 here. Got Killer by my side one more time. This is going to be your deciding map on CampersCrossing's Shot Callers versus MassD. This is it. This is for the gold medal right here. And, you know, we just saw two really, really close games on Grendelkeep and Anfractuous, respectively. Early on, Shot Callers getting out to
already out
mid.
the middle.
Under Armour will be spawning. He may be able to grab this. No, he's not going to wait. He's got 7 seconds left. He's going to go ahead and get...
He's in
He
there
turns
high.
this corner just past the flag carrier. Piston across mid. Now he's stuck against... Oh, a great cover kill.
Oh my gosh.
Razor's back
that
in his
was
base, but he
really
needs help right now. He's going to be dropping this flag. Drops right down. Actually jumps right past blue team. Oh, he couldn't survive. And this is going to be bad news for red. They've actually been cherry picking, so they lost track of Made. Chowie runs head into him. Gets the... No, he doesn't get the return.
No!
Chowie's going to go down, and this may be the earliest cap. No, they're actually going to pick up. So Zeos with an immediate pickup. He's begging for his teammates to get in here and get a return right now. As blue flag gets returned. Imitator's jumping up. A nice pickup by Razor's not going to do it, though. And an early lead. Shocking to me. Really, really early lead on here on CampersCrossing. I know, right?
And, you know, you don't see it very often where both flag carriers intercept one another, and yet both of them make it all the way back to their bases.
And then
That was
Chowie
very
grabbing that
strange.
with that last pickup, and then he ends up turning the corner and almost got a clutch return there. Almost, you know, I almost expected Chowie to just pull out a translocator and just helifrag him right there. Like that's just what I expected to happen, but didn't happen.
Yeah, you know, in hindsight, it probably would have been the right thing to do, but it's too bad. I mean, it takes a long time to get that trans out with that leg, though, so it might have been
Hey.
quicker to just dodge for it.
Something I would like to point out: Bob's playing offense.
Okay.
And that's kind of intriguing to me. I'm wondering exactly then they're putting on defense. Looks like Combo Shock's
Looks
playing
like Combo
defense.
Shock.
So they've swapped Bob and Combo Shock. They might be playing... I can't tell if Made is just dropping back right now or if they're actually playing 3D right now. But
Yeah.
if they have... Certainly, they have Made and Bob on offense. That's going to be an extremely high-powered offense for them. However, they will be giving up some of their fracking ability on D. It looks like it's just 2D. It looks like Combo Shock and Tolion. That's going to put a lot of pressure on their defense. However, their offense is going to be getting this flag moving a lot more effectively with Made and Bob out there. Under Armour
Yeah,
goes to red.
they've already got the flag back out to middle again.
Yep, smart pass to Made. He's got a little bit of armor that'll give him a chance to try to piston across mid. Zeos completely body block him, cutting him off. Smart move denying them that.
It looks like they're coming out high right now.
Yep, he's going to be trying to make that piston. B-Bank's still cutting him off, but Made has nobody in his face. And there you go. There's Zeos and Chowie. I'm surprised he's survived this long. And actually sneaks up behind Zeos.
Now they've got tons of cover here.
Yeah, nobody's
Shot
grabbing the
callers are
flag.
in trouble.
Blimpo finally gets this flag moving. I mean, B-Banks was denying that upper entrance, which was smart, but Blimpo and Razor have got to get that flag moving more effectively, especially when you've got the best
Made's by
fraggers on
himself.
blue. Yep, he
I don't
turns
know-
that corner.
I don't know where his cover is here, but Made's
Waiting
got to
for
get
a
some
return.
cover.
He's going to go down. Oh, and a last. Wow, right on the
Oh,
stand.
man.
Chowie beats him to it, and if that doesn't get returned by Chowie, that's another cap.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, I don't know how Made got left alone there, but that was a costly mistake. They should have had another cap.
Yeah, I think what happens there is sometimes your flag carriers are like diving around and basically just trying to do anything to survive evasive maneuvers. You see a double kill in mid by Zeos, pushed all the way up to mid. That's going to allow Razor to sneak in high. I think he's actually behind Blue now. Blue's running into his base and he's sneaking in behind him.
That's right.
So he's going to be able to get a clear shot on his flag stand if this gets returned quickly. Nice move there by Razor, doubling back. More importantly, diving into his cover and not away from it. That's what we saw on that last mistake there by the blue team that cost him a cap. Oh, and almost saw it there again, though, as Razor... And a little bit of scorched earth right there. However, Zeos has the flag in his hands. He may pass this here.
Made is hiding right now in their flak cannon.
Okay.
So
I wonder
Red
if they're putting
has,
4 on return and just calling him...
yeah. Shot callers has
Interesting.
no idea where their flag is right now. Not a good situation to be in.
Yeah, exactly, because that's going to allow Reds... Remember, keep in mind, Blue doesn't need to score. They're up by 1. He can sit here for 15 minutes and win this match. He's just going to do anything he can to allow his team to return that flag, because he really doesn't care about capping at this point. He just wants to get that flag back. This is going to be the most interesting thing to watch, to see him dropping that flag, trying to confuse the red team into thinking that he's gone down. However, any team with good communications isn't going to be fooled by that.
Yeah, and in that situation too.
Oh, blue flag gets
Here
returned.
he goes.
He's going to be going... So he's taking the long path back into his base, so
In.
he still doesn't have cover. Oh, and Blimpo and B-Banks finally found him.
Nice switch, though. I love how Made is double backing all the time. That is really confusing shot callers.
Yeah, they don't really
But
know where he's going.
needs cover
He's just
here.
sneaking back. He's got 10 health, back into his base already. Flag gets grabbed, but he still needs cover. He's all by himself. Zeus is
There's
on
no
him.
cover. I don't understand where his cover is.
He's just diving around now, up to 60 health. So a good job of getting back up to health, but man, how is he going to survive this long? Chowie now grabbing the flag. Red's offense, I have to say, has not been getting these flags grabbed. It's always been their defense. Flag gets back again. Another kill on the stick, another return, and another cap for blue team as they go up 2-0. And that was just...
Yeah, that's... I don't know, I'm surprised because Made was alone the whole time practically.
Yeah, shot callers really not doing well all around on that one. I mean, their offense didn't get that flag moving well enough. Their defense lost track of the flag carrier and couldn't get him down when he was down to 10 health by himself. But it's only 2-0, and there's still plenty of time left. And I'm going to watch blue base for a second. I think they're still playing that dedicated offense. I mean, they've given up no caps with Tolian and Combo Shock. So they've been doing a great job of holding down Blimpo, B-Banks, and Razor. But in plenty of time still. Although red flag moving again, Made's been able to get this to mid way too easily if you're shot callers. You have to lock this down a little bit better. Oh, he tries to double back with the piston, misses that, doesn't cost him. Made is absolutely charmed. I don't know how he's not dead yet. Finally grabs a flak ball to the face.
I don't know how he lives so long.
B-Banks grabbing the flag, not a lot of cover to speak of. And, you know, Razor here is going to be all by himself. He may try to get a grab going, but he's going to find himself with no cover. May need to do what we've been seeing Made do and kind of double back. And he does just that. May get him a run out to Blimpo, who's waiting for him in the front door. This may get them out to mid. Oh, he jumps right into Tolian, who spawned right in front of him. He doesn't have a weapon. This will get Red out to mid. They're going to need to set up some cover, however, as May drops back to stop that. Takes out Blimpo, so... Almost
Nice
a promising run
fallback.
there, though.
Yeah, good fallback by Bob to get that flag back. I'm wondering if they're going to play more defensively now that they're up 2 caps.
Yeah, I'm curious about that. They haven't done that previously in this match, but they also haven't, I don't think, been up by 2 at all, other than the very end of Grendelkeep.
Yeah, it looks like Bob is still pushing into the red base, so that's probably not going to be the case.
Well, Imitator has the flag out in mid now. Like, every few seconds we're seeing red flag being taken across mid. They're just being absolutely dominated by Blue's offense right now. And if you're Blue defense, or excuse me, if you're Red's defense, you got to be saying, man, they put all their best players on offense, right? So shouldn't you guys be getting this flag moving? It's got to be extremely frustrating.
That's right. When you're pushing Bob on offense, now you have a very dangerous attack. So you have to rely on your offense to put pressure on their D.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is if you're shot callers right now, it's going to be very, very hard to rely on keeping that flag home if you're only playing 2 defenders. So you've either got to drop someone back to slow it down, which is hard whenever you're down, or you've got to you know, be more effective on offense. And right now, Bob is running around with no pressure whatsoever on him. Oh, there we go. Tower dropping in. He goes down. So they're in full-on standoff mode there. Blimpo, it looks like he's hiding. I'm not sure if he's going to... Oh, he's got pressure on him now. He's all by himself. Stomps him in the head. Running for his life. Finally gets some cover. I don't know if he's going to... This might not be a bad time to do what MassD did earlier and hide and put your team on full return. But right now they're going to just be on a normal standoff situation. 2 cover on top of him as he kind of roams around and picks up health vials. And I imagine he'll be heading up to that 50 armor. Oh, he jumps right towards the enemy attacker. Oh, that is a big mistake. Imitator gets that return.
It would have been no pickup. Yeah, I noticed they're a little too far away from the flag carrier on that. You know.
Yeah, you definitely don't. And sometimes that's the carrier's fault. Sometimes it's the cover's fault. Razor with another nice pickup and a self cover is going to get him out to mid. Blue's dropping back on every grab, but I do know that Zeos likes to push out to mid whenever his team attacks coming in. 100 armor just got taken. Didn't see who grabbed that, though.
Yeah, I missed it as well.
Imitator's got it. And he is just waiting. You see him being patient, waiting for his team to get in and distract so he can get a grab untouched. And to go ahead and jump in here. Oh, he takes a huge combo by Zeus, and that knocks him down instantly.
Yeah, nice job there.
So only at the halfway point of this match, or map, but two caps on CampersCrossing is a pretty daunting task whenever you're playing a team that knows that they can fall back if they need to.
Yeah, it's the thing with this map is it's easy to get it out of the base, but you have to cross middle at some point, and it's so easy because everyone spawns in front of you on this, and usually people tend to drop back.
Yeah, I think speaking of which, B-Bank's getting out to mid, but of course, like you say, entire blue team there. What they may need to try to do is a disruptive timing run. In other words, grab the flag, hide for a second, delay, allow your team to basically get into mid and win one round of team deathmatch. It's basically all you have to do is wait for your team to win that fight in mid and then dive across mid. It's easier said than done, obviously, but I think that's what it's going to take because right now they're not, like I said, they're not able to outrun them out to mid. It's just not working out for them. See a double kill by Zeus with that minigun. But blue did have cover in position, and right now red team getting caught a little bit out of position here. They don't know if they know where the flag carrier is going. Oh, he dives right into some flag. Survives, mate again. Rockets to the face. Survives, gets a pickup by Imitator. Oh, a headshot takes it down. So a good job. Blue's doing, I think, a better job of getting the pickups for the relays this match. And
Just
Made
keeping that red
constantly.
flag moving.
Yeah, Made is winning these one-on-one battles, and I think that's going to be really key. Is if he can jump in here alone and get the flag out of base, I mean, that just puts a lot of pressure on the defense. And,
and that's the type of offense that doesn't bode well for Zyos because it's keeping. They're good when they're set up, but once it's frantic and all over the place, it loses a bit of his ability to, outfrag the other team essentially.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what you do, is if you force a defender who's a very dominant fragger to pull out a translocator, well, he's not shooting you with lightning gun when he's translocating. Imitator now trying this hide-and-seek tactic, and being absolutely circled around. Wow. Can't believe that happened, but Zeus was waiting for him, so Shot Callers was being patient in mid. They didn't overcommit. Good job by them. I didn't see who got that 100 armor, however. Looks like it's Zeus, so wouldn't be surprised with under 8 minutes to go if he maybe pushes up with this one and tries to help his flag across. His mate sneaks across. Shot Callers completely lost track of their flag there. And now Made's going to be in position to piston right back to his flag stand. That's going to be the third count.
Oh, yeah.
Huge mistake by Shot Callers. And, I don't want to call it the match at that point, but that's going to be absolutely backbreaking because now your Shot Callers, you can't just play your normal game. You have to push someone up. You probably have to push Zeus up at least to mid.
Yeah, it's going to be tough now. We got a daunting task ahead of them.
Yeah, I mean, a nice pickup there by Razor. And, I mean, honestly, what we're seeing is one of the most dominant fragging teams throughout this tournament. Shot Callers is being outfought. Like, they're losing these they're losing the one-on-one battles in base, and they're losing the team battles in mid. And that, combined with just obviously being less experienced on the map, is just putting them in a really bad position. Razor and Blimpo still working well together, getting out to mid. But again, he maybe wants to delay this. Instead, dives right out into the blue offense, who's turned back around. And that's the thing. Blue offense was in mid, waiting for the red flag carrier, and their flag carrier is still walking into mid himself. So, just really winning every facet of the game is MassD right now.
Oh wow, looks like they're back in their base again with another potential cap.
Yeah, Razor
Shot
though
Caller's
did
doing a
make
good
it in
job.
high, but he's going to go down. And Imitator with 115 health, pretty much untouched with his flag now, going right back up. That's last second grab, going to try to extend this. Imitator taking some damage. He goes down, and Blimpo able to sneak in and get that grab or get that return. And if I'm Shot Callers right now, I'm playing for offense.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, with 6 minutes left, you got to do something crazy here.
And kind of like, again, what we saw on Grendelkeep, you're basically going to put one person on D, say, hey, you're on Chowie Island now, we're we're going to try to force a standoff. Is essentially what you're trying to do. You're forcing transition, forcing some chaos, and hoping that you can come out of the scrum alive. Limpo now throwing his translocator back to base. You know he likes to do that. If he got a cap there, he would have been able to grab him instantly. However, I think what red team isn't doing, that blue team has done effectively, especially Made, is switching up their flag runs. Like, every time red gets the flag moving, they go straight out the same path that they were last seen in, and that just makes it way too easy to cut off. Alright, so we're going to watch this blue flag now. This is the one you got to see moving. Has not really been off the stick all that much this game. So you got to give credit to Tullian and Combo Shock. I think it was a good move putting Combo Shock, like you say, I think in a position where he's a little more comfortable and experienced. Razor moving the flag, but again, just steadily moving straight forward, not doubling back, not tricking the defense in any way. I think that's really where their problem is lying.
Again, back on their stick.
And that's... Nobody went to return this flag. There we go. They finally get a return, 4-0, and that's going to be it right there. It's not mathematically over, but I would be absolutely miraculous to see a 4-0 comeback on CampersCrossing with 4 minutes to go.
It'd probably be the single greatest comeback in sports history, no?
we'll let the Ruskies off the hook if that happens. But,
yeah.
but yeah, I mean, it would be hard to come back 4-0 with 15 or 20 minutes to go on this map, let alone under 4 minutes. The D that's playing this effectively, and you figure their offense. I mean, their offense has been dropping back, but the thing is, they've been pulling flags across even as they drop back. That's the problematic thing about this for shot callers. So B-Banks, you see Blimpo set up in position, and however, I think they've been relying too much on these straightforward runs because they're running the same direction that the blue team saw them running in, so they're just going to be ready to cut them off. Blimpo doing a good job getting some kills. Ooh, B-Banks diving straight down to the bottom. That's going to be an easy return. And it must be said, you know, I'm kind of surprised by this, but I think MassD's offense has just looked, they've just had better fundamentals. There's a fifth one, just basically break it wide open.
Yeah, you know, and then it begs the question, why this map? Like, I don't know, I'm just surprised that Zyos left this map as the one to be picked. But
yeah, it's definitely a map that European players are more experienced on. But again, you never know what was going on in their team channel. Maybe the whole team was feeling confident on it, you know. But definitely not working out for them as they're down 5-0. This one basically over. However, I mean, we did see some really, really great games, and this one was really close for about the first, I don't know what, third to half of it. But man, that red flag was just moving non-stop and moving. Like I say, when you could put Made and Bob on offense and leave your two defenders alone and still be all right, I mean that's just tricky. I don't know what you can really do against that. That's very, very difficult to overcome, especially on a map where you're already at a disadvantage based on experience.
Well, yeah, and then even Imitator is another guy that is an effective flag runner. So I mean, you got three guys that you have to worry about every one of them. So
yeah, Imitator
makes it pretty difficult to defend.
Imitator would definitely be their sort of their counterpart to Razor. He's been getting a lot of those pickups, you know, being in position. Of course, Made and him capable of pistoning. So really, I would say this is probably the first team. I forget if they played CTF. They played Linoleum's team, but that team I think had the most offensive experience based on pure flag running ability. But other than that, I mean, I would say that MassD, despite their name, is actually probably the second most in this tournament. I don't know that Shot Callers has played a team that had as much just flag running ability as having Made, Imitator, and Bob on offense here. Razor doing a good job with this patient run here, getting back to base, waiting for his cover, covering himself, you know, doubling back. This is the kind of stuff that they needed to do 12 minutes ago, though. See him actually hiding, probably putting 4 people on return. Smart move to grab these vials right here. And Mage just going to kind of hang out in his base. Going to be set up for a flag standoff scenario. And again, the problem for shot callers is Mage doesn't have to cap this flag. Every second he ticks off the clock is one step closer to victory with a minute left. And it's kind of academic at this point, but it's like Razor will get one across. No, it gets denied by Imitator grabbing that flag. So he's still alive in his base, but you know, Potato sneaking away with that one, and I don't know how you let that happen. There's the return. Oh, it gets denied on the stand. They finally get one across, so B-Banks gets the cap there.
It's always nice to get a cap against your opponent in a match like this.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely want to...
victory.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and especially because I think that their offense has just really struggled this whole match. Kind of surprised by that, but you know, you got to credit the defense for MassD. And, you know, once again, I think it should be said, moving with another strategic move. We saw in their game against Necro, they made to offense, made a big difference. Moved combo shock to defense, bob to offense, made a huge difference. And those are your champions right there. Mass defense coming through, winning the gold medal match in this tiebreaker after two really just incredibly close games in Grendelkeep and Anfractuous.
Yeah, good games all around.
I'm going to go ahead and pop through the stats a little bit right now just to give people a view. As you see, Zeos, I mean, huge numbers coming out, but again, just... I mean, I don't really know what else you can do when you've got three effective offensive players coming in. You really have to make a choice, either drop another defender or rely on your offense to get that flag moving, and they didn't do either one, but you know, still silver medal, not bad. They're going to be getting some prizes. We're actually going to be talking to Sonic soon about what exactly is going on with that. So Shot Caller's finishing second, and of course we had Necro winning the bronze medal game last week.